G'day everyone, Raid0AU, and a bit of a different video today. Just wanted to talk a little bit about the console version of 7 Days to Die and my thoughts on it. So, 7 Days to Die, originally I got it on PC when it was first available. For those that have maybe played it for right from the beginning, you'll understand when I say about the landscape being made out of blocks, and there was no smoothing to the landscape. It was very jagged and very bare bones, and it's certainly come a long way since then. But when I play the console version, it's a very good game on console. Just want to get that out there first off. It's a very good game on console, and certainly I'd recommend it to anyone who has a console to play it on. Having said that, if you have a console and a PC that's capable of playing 7 Days to Die, I would lean towards advising people to pick up the PC version. And I'll try to explain why. So, in the background, the footage that you're seeing there is of the console, the PlayStation 4 version of it. The game is based on Alpha 14. It is Alpha 14. It's the same as what we've been playing on PC. So effectively it's exactly the same game. There are some slight differences that I noticed. One of them is, and I've no confirmation on this, but I wonder whether the map is slightly smaller. And the only reason, and it would only be slightly smaller, the only reason being that there's certain things that I've noticed where the area isn't quite as big as it is on the PC version. One of those areas is at the farmhouse in Nav's game, and across the road from the actual farmhouse there's the barn. In the PC version, if you're looking from the farmhouse at the barn across the road, there is a wide fenced off section of the barn. I've used it in the past to make to grow my own crops and things like that. That's not there in the console version. Basically, it's a very narrow fence that's right next to the barn, and then immediately into cornfields. So I wonder whether there's little bits like that they've sort of snipped out of the map, and maybe due to memory limitations or something like that. Only the developers, I suppose, would be able to confirm that. But that would be my thought on why they would do that. Is it a game breaker? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But it's just little things like that I've noticed. The other thing is the draw distance. I noticed that the draw distance on it is a lot lower than the PC version. Now that can be that would be quite understandable due to processing limitations and memory limitations on the consoles. Remembering that, and don't get me wrong, I love the consoles, but we are talking about a piece of equipment that costs in the hundreds of dollars. And bear in mind here, I'm also talking about Australia. I'm talking in Australian dollars when I'm talking about the costs here. So we're talking about consoles that cost in the hundreds of dollars compared to some people's gaming PCs that may well cost a couple of $1,000s. So you would expect there to be a difference in processing power and performance. between those two units. You would hope there would be a difference there, considering you're paying the extra money to get that performance. So those sort of differences between the console and the PC are quite understandable as far as I'm concerned. Does that detract from the game? No, I don't believe it does. The game is extremely playable. It's not like the draw distance is such that things suddenly pop out at you or jump out at you. As far as, you know, any enemies or things like that. Do you see the occasional pop in with some of the buildings and trees maybe? And while you're playing, what I've noticed is every now and then you'll get there'll be quite a big hitch in the gameplay. And I'm not quite sure what that is. At first I thought, because it seems to save quite regularly, I thought it might be while it's saving. But normally you get an indicator up in the top right hand corner to show that it's saving. And I've had that hitching when I've not had that indicator up there. So I'm wondering whether that's it, sort of loading sections of the map in and things like that, once again due to memory limitations and so on. That can be quite off-putting, I would have to say. Does that mean that performance on the PC is perfect? Absolutely not. There's still optimization that's required. But certainly that hitching is very noticeable and is quite jarring at times, especially if you're trying to fight something. Which leads me on to my main thing, and this is basically a personal thing. The main issue I have with the console version is the control system. And it's not that the control system isn't good. It is. I really think they've done a great job with it. But for me personally, I don't enjoy that control system. And the reason being that I'm coming from keyboard and mouse and trying to play it with a controller. I've never really liked first-person shooter type games using a controller. It just doesn't feel natural, considering that I've spent a lot of time playing games with keyboard and mouse. Now, yes, I could go and get a keyboard and mouse for the PlayStation 4. But at that point, then I argue, well, why? Why would you do that? And it's probably not representative of what the majority of people out there are playing. So, and the inventory system and things like that are very good. But yeah, just the controls on it, I don't enjoy that sort of control, using a controller when it comes to these type of games. But as I said, that's a personal preference. Some people don't have an issue with it. Some people play Call of Duty all the time on console and things like that. You know, props to you, because I would like to be able to do that, but I just don't enjoy it. So, having said that, the game is great. You'll see probably the hitching I'm talking about. You'll probably see in some of the footage that I'm running in the background. If you watch that just through, you'll see from time to time there is a hitch, like a graphical hitch. And it's hard to put my finger on what's causing that. Yeah, that's probably something that they'll work on over time. So that's really my thoughts on the console version. Am I glad I got it? Absolutely. I wanted to get it simply to support the developers, the pimps. Reason being that when I bought 7 Days to Die, I think I paid $20 or $25 or something like that. And I've got so many hours worth of enjoyment with that $20, far more than I've got out of some other AAA titles that I've paid 2 or sometimes 3 times more than that. Sometimes more than that, you know, more than 3 times the amount, and not got anywhere near the number of hours and amount of enjoyment from it. So I suppose what I'm saying there is my recommendation: PC versus console when it comes to 7 Days to Die. If your only option is to play a console, play it on a console, go ahead. Go and grab it. It's a great game. It is exactly what's on the PC at the moment. Just with some slight changes. One other thing that I haven't mentioned. The dogs on the console version and the gameplay in it seems to be a little bit slower. Just a little bit slower. So the dogs are definitely slowed down in it, and I guess that's required because of the using a console and not being able to react quite as fast or with that. So they've made allowances for that. So that is a definite difference in it. But if the only option you've got is to play on a console and you like the look of 7 Days to Die, I wouldn't hesitate. I would just go and get it. If, on the other hand, you have a console but you have the option and you have a PC capable of running 7 Days to Die, I would advise get the PC version. I think basically it's a game that originally was designed around mouse and keyboard. It has been adapted to the controller. They've done a great job, but the fact that it was originally designed around mouse and keyboard, I think, still shows in there. And from a personal point of view, that's certainly where I'll be going here on forward. So, unfortunately, for those that were looking forward to the console version, basically I'm going to be sticking with the PC version for now. It is the same game. So, basically, until the PC goes to Alpha 15, while it's in Alpha 14, it is the same game. So I hope you stick around and you continue to watch some of those videos, but totally understand if that's pissed you off, basically. So there you have it, guys. That's my thoughts on 7 Days to Die PC versus console. Both great versions of the game, but at the moment I'll be sticking with PC. Simply because of that control system and what I'm used to. So, I think I'll leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments, if anyone else has tried it. Yeah. So I'm Raid0AU, signing out. Look forward to seeing you all next time.